You are here because you've probably been going through a rough time. And yeah, maybe today is a good day. Maybe this week is a good week. But at some point in your life, especially around this time, you've probably been going through it. And I want to talk about that today because, a big part of my own journey and my own experience is breaking down, questioning everything, waking up, trying all the new things, only to break down again and question everything. And, uh, you know, I love it when I'm through it and I hate it when I'm in it, but it always unveils something new. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about this great reveal, this great unveiling that we're in the middle of. And I guess I want to start off by saying maybe just a little reminder for those of you who have forgotten. You came to planet Earth for a reason. All right? This isn't an accident planet. This is not a gas station that you stop off at. This is not a stepping stone. This is a very important place to exist. And not only is it very important, but there's a waiting list. There is a line of souls who all want to come here. And at some point on your own soul journey, you decided that this was a good spot to be. Before you incarnated here, you knew that there was going to be corruption. You knew that you were going to lose your memories. You knew that there was going to be projection. You knew that there was going to be pain and suffering. You knew all of this and you said, "Put me in, coach. Sign me up. I'm ready." I wanted to remind you that not only is there a wait list, not only do souls get trained to be here, but there's also basically a checklist. And if you don't check off certain boxes to be on planet Earth, then you wouldn't be here. So whether you found your mission or not, whether you feel like you're supporting the collective, whether you feel like you're currently dying, wherever you're at in your journey, you are here for a reason. Not just to receive and to learn, but also to give and to support. And you may feel like you're not doing that, but I'm here to remind you that you are. I'm also here to remind you that you wouldn't be watching this video right now at this time in your life if it didn't have something very important for you. I think so many of us in this day and age have so many shiny objects. We have so much distraction, whether that being getting caught up in playoff season or getting sucked in by the dramas of politics, or just simply struggling to pay your bills for your family. Or for many of us, just endlessly scrolling on social media. There's so much of our lives that are spent in the illusion. And I'm here to give you 20 minutes outside of that. I'm here to give you every single precious moment of realization, of authentic alignment to your true self. Because that's what I offer. I offer a reflection for the real shit. I'm not here to talk about the bullshit. You know what? Yeah, sometimes I do talk about the bullshit. Because we need to know the truth behind that too. This year in particular is a year of collapse. And I've said this for over a decade. You've got to break down before you break through. And I've also believed for a very long time, and I've seen this in many, many clients, that we have about 10 ego deaths per lifetime. Now, no, I'm not just talking about crying over spilt milk. I'm talking about real, serious, sort of world ending, reality ending ego deaths. That could be a divorce. That could be losing your job. That could be getting scammed and losing a bunch of your money. Whatever it is a loss of a sense of self. That is normal. Okay? And we don't just have one, we have many. So, what actually happens when we go through this existential crisis? What actually happens when we go through an ego death? There are 4 stages that I want to talk about today. And I want you to really think about where you're at within these stages. And I also want you to understand that they are going to come back around at some point in your life. So, yeah, just one more thing before we get into the 4 different stages. Once again, this year is the year of the great reveal. Actually, the next, really, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027. Okay, leading up to 2028, it's the rug pull. It's the great reveal. It's everything that has been projected, anything that's been an illusion, both at a collective and an individual level, is all becoming very clear, whether you want to believe it or not. And so if you're not going through one of these 4 stages right now, you will. So prepare yourself. All right. Stage 1 is the blissful ignorance stage. This is great. This is fantastic. I'm happy. Everything is good. I wake up in gratitude every day. Or I just convince myself that everything's good and that I'm happy. But you're not. You've got rose-colored glasses on. You keep sweeping all of the red flags under the rug. You don't want to look at the truth. And that's okay. We've all been there. I've been there plenty of times. Now, in this blissful ignorance stage, the first stage, you truly believe that you are living your best life. Now, the problem with this stage is that there is a difference between you truly, authentically, integrally living your best life and just believing that you are. Obviously, the authentic, integral happiness, that's going to last. That's going to be sustainable. You convincing yourself that you're happy, that's short-lived. And what happens during this stage when we are convincing ourselves we're happy when we're not is something I like to call the doubling down effect, right? So say, for example, you're not actually really happy in your relationship. But you believe that you are. You're really convincing yourself that you are. And you're like, I don't know, like, this is good. And I don't want to say that the grass is greener on the other side, but maybe it is. And if am I really happy? I must be really happy. You know what? I'm so unsure. Let's get a puppy. That's a great idea. No, you know what? Let's get married. No, you know what? Let's have kids. That's a great idea. When you are unsure because you're disillusioning yourself, I don't know if that's a word, you double down. You want to lock it in. You want to convince yourself so badly that you are sure about something, especially your own happiness. You lock it in. You double it down. You have that kid. You get that dog. You change jobs. And all of a sudden you realize that you're still not happy. Nothing will change unless you go deep within. And that brings me to stage number 2. The realization that you're not happy. And the only thing that's going to get you to this authentic revealing, this real truth of unhappiness, is asking yourself some pretty tough questions. Like the question of, am I really happy? Does my job really make me happy? Does my relationship really make me happy? Does my living situation really make me happy? Now, keep in mind that when we are in the first stage, the blissful ignorant stage, you're going to convince yourself that your job is making you happy or that this is the best it's going to get. When we are convincing ourselves of a reality that is not serving our highest good, we're convincing ourselves that a lower frequency to live in, to exist in, is the best that we could get, is the only thing that we deserve. And that really keeps you stuck in this loop. And then you search for something outside of yourself to make you happy. Maybe it's endlessly shopping on Amazon to fill the void because you refuse to look at your own depth, right? But when you do finally look at your own depth, you realize that you are unhappy. And that sucks. That sucks because all of a sudden, in a moment, you lose trust in yourself. Trust me, I've been here so many times. How did I not see this? How did I not realize I wasn't happy? How did I convince myself so effortlessly? So it's not really the thing itself that is painful to realize. It's the loss of trust within yourself that's, I find, the most painful. So then what? When you really ask those tough questions and you realize that you're not happy, what happens? It's kind of like having an allergic reaction to something in your diet. You don't know what it is, you don't know where it's coming from, so what do? Process of elimination. Well, maybe it's my friends. Let's just get rid of those. But maybe it's my family, toxic family dynamic. Let's just clear space with that. Maybe it's my job. Okay, let's switch that. Maybe it's my living situation or my relationship. And then all of a sudden, you're at this place where you've got nothing left. You have no more identifiers. You have no more attachments. Most likely, you have no more money. I know when I've gone through my massive, massive rebirths, I've lost everything, both emotionally, spiritually, and materially. And I know that I had to get to that point of complete and utter loss because I had to realize that it's not money or materials or other people or even what I do for a living that brings me authentic happiness. I'm not going to tell you what does. I'm not going to spoil the surprise for you. Ultimately, nothing in this reality is what's going to give you happiness. Sometimes it's the utter surrender and the acceptance of vulnerability that brings you true authentic happiness. And sometimes, if we can't get there on our own, or we're distracting ourselves with what we think is going to make us happy, we gotta lose it all to get to that place. So that's stage 2. We're only on stage 2. The realization of unhappiness. So step 1, stage 1 is blissful ignorance, true disillusioned happiness. Stage 2 is realizing that you're not happy. And then what? Where do we go from here? We've got nothing left. We've eliminated everything in our life. And we are just completely empty in the best possible way. Now it's time to switch it up. Make a change. Choose something different. Find yourself again without any of the distraction. I say this all the time. Wake up every day and make a conscious choice as to what you're going to drink that morning. Is it going to be coffee? Maybe switch it up. It's tea or hot chocolate, or it could be water or orange juice or nothing at all. As long as you're waking up every day and making conscious, grounded, present choices, you are showing up for the version of you that has shown up that day. The more we attach ourselves to this expectation or understanding or belief in who we think we are, the more obligation, the more pressure, the more limitation we feel in our life. Now, 20 years ago, that would work. But these days, things are changing so rapidly. You can't do that. You can't wake up tomorrow and expect that you're going to be the same person you were today. We are moving in a quantum direction, which means that everything is happening simultaneously. Conscious choices. That is the key to truth. Not truth in this material reality, but truth within yourself. Like before you go to the grocery store, ask your body, your physical body. Hey, Elizabeth, what's going on? What do you need today? What do you need this week? Oh, pineapple? Not my favorite, but hey, I'll get it. I'll get it for you if that's what you need, right? It's time to show up and listen presently. All right, that's stage 3. Switch it up, make some changes, make new conscious choices. And that leads me to my 4th and final stage. It's the rebirth stage. Great. Now who am I? Who do I want to be? When you sort of let go of friends and family and career and money and expectation and attachment and all of these identifiers that society tells us we need to believe in, you get to completely and utterly recreate who you are. And when you do that, you step into infinite possibility. Sure, it might be the same house, but you perceive it completely differently. Sure, it might be the same family, but you're navigating those dynamics completely differently. It's the same earth, but it's completely different. And that's truly the shift between dimensions. Yeah, same atoms, but completely different. Because we've shifted from within. If you want to know more about shifting and all of the stages of spiritual awakening, you're looking for a little bit of a guide, you want a deep dive, and you want more than just this 20 minutes, then go check out my book, You're Not Dying, You're Just Waking Up. I have it on Audible, I have it on Amazon, it's in multiple different languages, so please go check that out. It is a full-on guide to your soul mission, to weird cosmic hybrids, but also just the initial stages of spiritual awakening, questioning everything, all of the anxiety, the ego death, trying all the modalities, and so much more. If you already have it, I encourage you to pick that book up. Ask yourself what you need to know right now. Open it to any page and see what you find. There are so many gems in there. Just a reminder, you're not alone. You're exactly where you need to be, and you are a very special being on this planet. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, only if you liked it, share it with someone who is struggling, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That is all from me. I love you guys so much. Keep up the good work.